What's up, everybody? My name is Gaijin Jake, and I have some exciting / scary news, depending on who you ask. But I'm going to try and treat this topic with as much respect as I can. But basically, Japan experienced an earthquake last night, and it was a pretty decent-sized earthquake. It was between a 7.1 or 7.3 earthquake off the coast of Japan, near the Fukushima area where the earthquake and subsequent tsunami happened in 2011. But I remembered earlier today that I read an article online about a week ago, and it was an American article, and it was talking about the oarfish that recently washed up on the shores of California. And it's an ancient Japanese folk tale that whenever oarfish wash up on the coast of a country, basically what that means is that soon there will be an earthquake. And apparently the lore over that is that the fish are very sensitive fish. They're not good swimmers, and they can die easily. So whenever there's tectonic plate disruption, happening because an earthquake's about to happen, those fish are affected by it in some way, and it causes them to die. And so when they wash up, that basically predicts an earthquake. And I had read this article, and it said, oh yeah, that's the ancient, Japanese, lore, but that doesn't mean an earthquake's gonna happen, that's silly, hoodoo lore, A week later, a big earthquake happens off the coast of Japan. So, I'm not gonna say that they were 100% proven to be, related, but it is a pretty big coincidence, I think, and kind of an interesting little story. But yeah, it was a pretty big earthquake. Me and my friends felt it, and we were well aware that it was happening, and we are in Kofu. Basically, we were having a fun time last night. We had got some snacks from a conveni. Some people were drinking. It was just a very fun environment. We were hanging out and talking about, a lot of different things, politics, history, the usual college kid stuff. We were sitting there, and we had a typhoon last night as well. And at first, I thought, oh wow, this typhoon's getting really bad. But then I realized it was an earthquake, and I said to everyone, do you guys feel that? That's an earthquake. And they were like, yes, we feel that. That's an earthquake. And when you think of earthquakes, you think, or at least me, I think of the movies, everything shakes violently, the earth splits open, all this crazy stuff happens. I knew that wasn't going to happen, but that's what you think. This wasn't like that at all, it was more of a swaying sensation than anything. It wasn't violent, and there's a bookshelf that was shaking back and forth, and it was, for a first earthquake, I think it was probably a good experience, because it wasn't too strong where it was really dangerous for me, but it wasn't too weak to where I didn't feel it, It kind of introduced me to earthquakes a little bit. It was a 7.1 to 7.3 earthquake off the coast of Fukushima. We felt it all the way in Kofu, and they felt it in Tokyo. So, I have been in Japan for about a month. I've been in Japan for exactly 1 month. I arrived on September 26th, and today is October 26th. So, about exactly 1 month to the day that I arrived in Japan, I experienced an earthquake, and, a decent-sized one. I talked to some of my Japanese friends, and they said that it was kind of scary for them, and so it's something that shouldn't be underestimated. It can be a scary thing, but luckily mine wasn't that bad, my first experience. But yeah, leave a comment with your thoughts on the subject, whether you think the oarfish were related to the earthquake or not, and I'd like to hear from you guys. So, I'll see you later.